So I bought the bucket here because I feel sick today. Like I already vomited. If that's a word. And I took the bucket here so I don't have to run to the bathroom. And here comes this little munchkin jumping in. I knew he would. That's why I was holding on to the bucket, because I knew he would jump in here. And I was like, you know what? This is why I just love animals, because when you are feeling so sick, they will do some of the funniest things and they will make you laugh, and you just love them. And yeah, he just decided to, I'm going to jump in here. Isn't that right, Bubba?
For the one that's really tight, because that has
Hang on a minute.
left in it.
Yeah. So I've been watching a lot of stuff about... I'm holding it so you don't tip over. Silly bugger. God. Charmer, you make me laugh. See, this is what you don't see with Foodie and Julia. You don't see this kind of stuff. And nor does she have the stamina to run around and chase her as she claims to do. No. She just takes 2 steps and she's out of breath. Just 1, 2. All right, I'm out of breath now. I'm tired. I got to sit down. There's no way she can... Yes. Yeah. Don't confuse this with him hating me. This is just him playing. But with Julia, she friggin' hates Foodie. I'm sorry, because he's making me laugh. But that's a serious note. Julia hates Foodie. I'm just going to say it. Isn't that right, Charmer? She hates her. Yes, indeed. And I pray that Julia is rescued. I really worry about her health, because any cat that is pooing outside of the kitty litter, or even, I'm trying to be serious here, Charmer, or even if they are peeing outside of the kitty litter, there is something wrong with them health-wise. So currently, Julia, I'm sure of it, is having a health issue. And she has not taken her to the vet ever since Julia has started pooing outside of the kitty litter. And it could be as simple as, maybe the kitty litter is dirty. Maybe, but sometimes cats will be, it's dirty, I'll just poo on top of the poo. Whatever. Sometimes they might do that. But if it's constantly, and you say that you've cleaned the kitty litter, and I'm worried that he might jump back in there, and you say that you do clean the kitty litter and she still continues to poop outside of it, then it is definitely a health problem. And this is why I bloody hate Foodie. I friggin' hate her guts. I really pray and hope that she ends up in jail. I don't, some people are probably like, her back in Canada. Yeah, eventually I would love for her to go end up back in Canada, but first I want her in jail for as long as that may be. I don't care as long as that may be, but I want her to suffer in jail for the kind of human being she is. She deserves to be there like the rest of the criminals, because she's a friggin' criminal. in my eyes. And yeah, I lost my thought. I lost my train of thought, which is what happens when you take a lot of medication. So yeah, she can barely take care of one cat, Julia, with her ailments, the fact that she's overly, extremely obese. Who knows what other, she's got so many health problems inside of her body. You know, the diabetes, she has no stamina at all. At all. She can't do anything. She can't stand in the kitchen, just stand and cook for 5 minutes, just standing there. She can't. She has to be sitting down. And and that's why poor Julia is neglected so much. And for a cat that's stuck in an apartment, man, if that was me, if I was living in an apartment, why am I filming this? If that was me living in an apartment and I had Julia, I would have bought a leash for a cat and I would have taken Julia out for walks almost every day. You know? Almost, if I could every day, but almost every day because of my back. I probably wouldn't be able to do it every day, but almost every day. So that way she could get fresh air. So she could, you know, smell the whatever. So she can eat grass, because cats need to eat grass for their digestive system. She don't know this. I don't think she knows this. Or if she's not going to do that, then you can buy cat grass and have it in your apartment. Just pour water in there, make sure that it doesn't die. And then that way Julia can eat it when she needs to. And then that will be good for her gut. She knows nothing about properly taking care of a cat. Nothing. I was able to teach my poor cat Buddha, may he rest in peace, he's passed away. It's been a couple of years now. I taught him on a leash. I walked around with him at the front, so he would get used to it, so he wouldn't get scared when I would let him out the front. And he was okay on walking on a leash. And then eventually I took him off the leash, and then it was just me and him walking around together. And then it slowly, eventually, you know, he got comfortable enough where he would be able to just walk on his own. But I don't live in an apartment. I have my own house. So I'm capable of letting him go outside, knowing he'll still be safe and he'll come back when he wants to come back. Anyway, I digress. So that's what I do with my cats. I always let my cats every single day go outside in the backyard, without a doubt. Unless I need to go somewhere. If I need to go somewhere and I'm not going to be home, obviously no. But if I'm going to be home, the backyard door is always open, remains open, so that way they can come in and out whenever they want. And then when it's time, when nighttime comes, they have to be inside regardless because of our laws. Like the rules that we have here, the cats have to be indoors by nighttime. And so I make sure that they're inside. And, yeah. And so, you know, we've got a system going. And then sometimes, you know, I like to let them out at the front. But I'm also trying to teach them. I also try and teach my cats to also be scared of cars, so that way they don't have anything, you know, bad happen to them as well. So I make sure that they get that the fear is instilled in them to stay away from cars. But yeah, you cannot enclose a cat. It's so It's almost like if it's almost like you put a cat in jail and their soul just slowly wastes away if they're just stuck indoors day after day after day, year after year after year, not getting any fresh air, not able to eat the grass, not able to chase after something, run around, jump around outside freely, have fun, like that life. That's what they're used to. To remove that from them, which is what she's done with Julia. She would have done that with poor Bruce Lee. And it would have been worse. She would have ignored the two of them. And then when she found out that Bruce Lee ended up being a boy, so what? What is it? You only want just female cats? I don't care. If there is a kitten that needs homing, and they say to me, listen, all the female cats have already been taken. We've only got male kittens left. Is that going to be an issue? No, not at all. That's how I got this cheeky bugger, Charmer. My sister-in-law was the one that told me her friend had kittens. They still have some, but they're all boys left. And I said, look, yeah, no worries. Just send me. I'm happy to have him. As soon as my sister-in-law sent me the photo of Charmer and I saw the photo of him, I fell in love immediately. And I hadn't even met Charmer. Just based off the photo, I just fell in love immediately. And I said, yep, I want him. No questions. No questions. Why? Because, one, I knew I can handle 2 cats because previously I had 3 cats. In actual fact, when I was a kid, I was taking care of 20 cats and kittens. And I was a child then. I was a child taking care of 20 cats and kittens until my dad got rid of them, which pissed me off. Then, when I got with my husband, we ended up with 11 cats. And guess who had to take care of them all? I did. Because, of course, he's not going to do it. So I had to take care of 11 cats. Right, get that. Which is fine. And I'm happy to. I love them dearly. Unfortunately, I'm separated now. I don't get to see them anymore. But I was able to get 2 of them from him, at least, because I said, well, financially, that's all I can afford to take care of. I can't get any more because I know I won't be able to afford taking care of more cats, so I can only take 2. And that was the one that I just mentioned that passed away, and my other girl cat that passed away in 2024, early 2024, at the start of the year. So yeah, I can handle having a lot of cats, you know, as long as I financially am able to handle the responsibility. So yeah, I can definitely handle 3 right now. I don't think I can do more than 3. 3 would be too much. But for now, 2's good. 2's good because they are heavily spoiled. The food I get them is so expensive. And it's not one bag of food. It's about four bags that are so expensive. And then I get wet food as well, which is the good kind of wet food that you can tell it's real tuna, it's real fish, it's real chicken. That's expensive too. they eat better than me. They do. They honestly do. They eat better than me. And then on top of that, I purchased toothpaste for them. I purchased this a while ago when I got him, and I started brushing their teeth as well. They don't like it at all. They hate it. Just like they don't really like to be brushed either, but you have to do what you got to do. Are you going to leave them with big knots in the fur? The poor things, that's not really good. It's really, for them, it doesn't feel nice. It tugs, the knots tugs on the skin because it's tightly, I don't know if that makes sense, that hand motion, that looked wrong. But, and so anyway, I'm like, you know, I want to make sure that their gums and teeth are healthy as well because, look, I don't know, here in Australia, taking your pets to the vet is expensive as hell. And to have like their teeth fixed, depending on how bad their teeth are, my goodness, it is really expensive. And sometimes, you know, you probably won't be able to afford it. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be in that situation where the vet is going to tell me they need their teeth pulled out. So I brush their teeth as much as they hate it. I brush their teeth. I don't care. So yeah. Yep. I think that's all I've got to say in that matter. But yep, let's bring down Foodie Beauty. Let's have the whole world unite into taking down this evil animal abuser and bring her to justice. And like I said, I want her in jail first. Oh, and plus slammed with a fine. In jail, and she also needs to pay a fine. That's what I would love. And then after that, after she spent her time in jail, then she can go back to Canada. What I don't want to see is her coming back to Canada and then starts saying all this shit about, Salah was like this, Salah did this, Salah said that, Salah was abusive, Salah. You know, I bet you she's going to start doing that. And in all honesty, not that I'm defending Salah one bit, because I don't like him at all, but to me, he doesn't seem the type because he let her friggin' get away with a lot of stuff on YouTube that she shouldn't be saying. You know, like remember the stuff she said about Allah and his wife with the black men? He allowed her to say that knowing that over there in Kuwait, it's not a good idea to say that because she could get in big trouble, especially because women over there have less rights. Unfortunately, it's like that in Arab countries. In Arab countries, it's the truth. I'm sorry, women have less rights. So he let her get away with a lot of things. And I don't see him being abusive at all. You know, I think if anything, she was the abusive one because she ended up getting her way all the time. Every time he tried to say to her, you got to eat healthy, no more junk, no more junk. So she'll try and go the healthy route by eating healthy food. And then she'd give up. And then obviously she would have yelled at him. This is like behind closed doors and said, fuck you, if you don't let me eat what I want, I'm going to go back to Canada and I'm not going to take you with me. And then he would give in and then, all right, you can go back to eating Hardee's or KFC or whatever the junk food she loves eating, which is everything basically. So no, I don't see him being as the abusive one. I see her being more as the abusive one. But I think in Kuwait, as a woman, you really can't go online and say some things that you shouldn't be saying because of how the system is. You know what I mean? And who knows, maybe it's like that with men too, maybe based on rules and stuff like that, but especially more for women. So, yeah. Anyway, enough said. I'm going to continue watching more videos about this matter, and hopefully we have an update. I have been sending messages. I know Pause Kuwait are probably bombarded with messages, and I'm going to be one of those people who have bombarded them. But I need them to know that it's not only that she's done that's been bad in Kuwait, but all of the other illegal shit that she's done. They need to be made aware of all the other illegal shit she's done whilst being there. Also, the fact that she's been living with Salah, and the fact that they probably aren't actually, let's be realistic here. I don't think they're really married. So the fact that they're living together, that is a very big no-no. That is worse of a punishment than these donation things, to live with a man, I think. I read it, but I read this a while ago. Well, now I can't remember what the punishment is for living with a man if you're not married to him. Damn it, I can't remember. Sorry. I don't remember things I did yesterday. Don't blame me. But I think it's for sure bad, but I think it might be worse of a punishment. Yeah, I think it's worse of a punishment. And the driving stuff, and I don't know, I'm sure I'm forgetting other things that she's done that's bad. The swearing, the going on LOLCal Live and letting them look at her vagina and stuff like that. Oh, and also while on LOLCal Live, outing her fake husband that he loves shitting on people and graping them. She didn't mention the graping part, but she certainly said that, yeah, he likes the pooping part. My goodness. And yeah, so that would, I'm hoping, would then lead into them looking into Salah as well, and looking into the stuff that he sent Kybella. I hope they get all the evidence.